as a massive fan of Edgar Wright, I like Edgar Wright's work. I own Baby Driver without even seeing it, and then I saw it. I'm like, okay, I'm glad I own it. I watched Scott Pilgrim vs. the World on Netflix. I'm so glad that the Netflix they usually don't like change the aspect ratios, but I'm so glad that Scott Pilgrim was originally 1:85 to 1, and then they added like the widescreen and stuff like that. I'm so glad that it kept that experience. That's what I was scared if it didn't have that. But those are only two films I've seen from him. I think I like Scott Pilgrim a little bit better than Baby Driver because it's more like not entertaining. It doesn't have like its slow moments like Baby with his girlfriend. Um, but then again, Scott Pilgrim is a very bad dude, and the fights get a little repetitive, especially at the end. The ending didn't win me over. So yeah, I'm still thinking with the Baby Driver or Scott Pilgrim. I have yet to see the Cornetto trilogy. His most famous works, the Hot Fuzz and Shaun of the Dead. I still haven't seen those. My goal is to watch the Cornetto trilogy. I don't think I can rewatch Scott Pilgrim because it's not on Netflix anymore, and to rewatch Baby Driver before Last Night in Soho comes out, which is the topic of the video. I loved the first trailer. It was great. I loved how there's like no business dialogue. I'll get to that one bit of dialogue later. The song, I think it was sung by Anna Taylor-Joy. Everybody is saying like that they're gonna go watch the movie for Anna Taylor-Joy. I have never heard of her before, except for the New Mutants. I don't know. I've never heard of her. Thomas Mackenzie, I believe her name is. I don't have the computer around in front of me anymore, so I can't look up her name. She's in Jojo Rabbit, I think. That's the only other thing I know from her. Besides those two, Edgar Wright. Yeah, that's the main person I want to go watch the movie for because he co-wrote it and directed it. I'm so glad his movies are mostly original, except with the exception of Scott Pilgrim. But he's a good filmmaker because I love when filmmakers do their own works like Christopher Nolan, Tarantino. So let me now actually talk about the trailer. I it's weird the trailer. I was not the biggest fan of. I'm not the biggest fan of it. I love the first one way more. It revealed a lot. When the older guy was like showing, was like, and the first trailer was like with the umbrella. And he's like, "What's happening?" And then it cuts to the other guy. Some people are calling him Doctor Who. I don't know. I haven't seen those. And it cuts to him, and I'm like, huh. Okay, they're two different people, but no, in the trailer it shows that they're actually the same person. Which you go back on the other trailer, and then you're like, oh, that's why they did that. That thing I kind of like. Stuff in this trailer I liked, like when like the reflections of Anna Taylor Joy and I don't want. I'm just gonna call her Mackenzie. If that's her real name, good. If it isn't, I'm just gonna call her Mackenzie. Like I love the reflections. Like I love that little attention to detail. Um. Okay, now that bit, now that bit of dialogue I was talking about earlier. The do you believe in ghosts? I thought that was like a 7-year-old, like the voice saying that, and I did not like it because it was like I didn't like the voice necessarily, and it was a kind of cliche to say that. But I did not know who that was. I didn't know that was Mackenzie, so it was Mackenzie, and I don't necessarily like the voice that she puts on. I don't know if that's her natural voice or that's her voice that she's putting on for the movie. I just I don't like it. No, I don't like it. If I'm gonna have to listen to like that for like a full runtime, no, I don't think I'm gonna enjoy the experience. But I also don't like the tone. I mean, I don't like the tone. Drastically different it was. Like in the first one, it was like, whoa, what's going on? Suspense. Like, ooh, I like the song. I'm vibing to it, but I don't know. But this one, you're like, okay, I'm fully invested into the song, but you're like, yeah, I'm happy. The other one, you're like, what's going on? I just, I wasn't the biggest fan of the trailer. It showed a lot. Poison. There it goes. The poisonous gases. I don't know why this is in my room. I tried to throw it out, but my mom yelled at me. So that's my like overall thoughts on the trailer. I wasn't the big fan of it, like I said like 50 times. But I still want to see Last Night in Soho. But my expectations for a little lower now, knowing that I have to listen to like that voice. No offense to the actress if that's her natural voice, or that's the voice she's putting on. It's just not. I don't know. It's just not. I don't. I'm not connecting to it. I don't like it. How can I not offend that? What are your thoughts on it? Do you like Edgar Wright, as a filmmaker? And I will get to his 3 films, I promise. Even if it's the last thing I do.